Welcome back, familiar to Northside LDN Caramba. And today we've got news about Saka and his injury. Arteta will be having a press conference, an early press conference for our game, our upcoming game against Ipswich. And yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Most articles are going with Saka's going to be out for weeks. Other articles are going now. There's one article I saw that it could be up to a couple of months. We don't know at the moment. Arteta is going to have to do a press conference. Big up to everyone that's locked in, though, first and foremost. Let's get me to 15K. I think I'm something like 10 subscribers, something like that off. Big up to everyone that's locked in. You know what I mean? Bringing you the weekly shows on my lunch break every single day of the week. So big up to everyone that's locked in, familia. Funciona. Big up to everyone. Make sure you're smashing the like button. But it's absolutely crazy. When you actually look at the way that we've been treating certain players have been back from injury and then getting re-injured. Arteta said he has to improve in the physical aspect of the players and emotionally. Honestly, this guy just keeps running players into the ground. We already saw Saka get injured previously, and now he's pulled a hamstring. They're reporting that it's a hamstring injury. It's a joke thing, really and truly, man. It's a joke thing because I just feel like he's rushing players back too early. You know, we had Declan Rice get an injury, playing with a broken toe. He brought him back, and then he got re-injured. It's crazy. Saka's come back around about the same time that Odegaard came back when he got injured, and now Saka's re-injured. And this is the problem, man. We're always overplaying our players, especially the players that he counts on. These guys are always getting, you know what I mean, like played into the ground, ran into the ground every single time. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. But we're going to see. We're going to see how this manager handles it. We're going to see how this manager handles it because at the same time, yes, you've got Jesus at the moment that's scoring goals. But we've got, you know, Martinelli. Yeah, he's kicking on a little bit. But at the same time, we've got Sterling. This is why now all the Filhos da Puta that told me that Sterling is a great signing and it was a great opportunity to bring Sterling into the club. Well, now you're going to have to rely on him. You know what I mean? Now you're going to have to rely on him. It's absolutely crazy. Macy, what are you saying, bro?
What's up, Northside? My tribal chief as always, man. Great to be on your show again.
Come on, family.
Yeah.
Love, man. What do you make of this news, bro? Because we've just got Saka back. I mean, he was injured and now he's re-injured. It just feels like this manager's never honest about what's really going on with the players. I feel like he's panicking and rushing them back.
Yeah, because that's what this manager does, Northside, because he just rushes players too quickly. Because the thing is, he's always reliant on his favorites. Because if Saka gets injured, then who's he gonna replace him with? Because he has got no right winger to cover for Saka. Because we couldn't go out in the window and get a proper a backup winger for Saka. And now that he's injured, I don't know, because I even put out a chat early on. I said that I'm pretty worried about Ipswich because if Saka ain't starting that game, then it looks like we're gonna be in for a bit of a surprise against them because Ipswich beat Tottenham not too long ago at North London, and I'm surprised if they beat us at the same ground, then wow, like this could be a bit of a surprise.
No, I hear that, bro. Like at the end of the day, now I don't know what this manager is going to do because he's not going to play Martinelli. He's going to have to play Martinelli on the left. I mean, Martinelli's got a bit of form. You know, picking up getting on the score sheet on the other day and performing all right. But at the same time, can we really rely on Martinelli? I don't really think so. I
agree. I mean, Martinelli, it's good that he's got some form left, but I'm not sure if that is enough because throughout this season he's been dropping a lot of stinkers, and I'm pretty worried about his form because it doesn't matter if he played well against Palace. He's now has got to improve his form, but can he improve it against Ipswich? We shall see because we don't know whether or not we are seeing Martinelli back in his old self or if we're still seeing the same Martinelli that we saw against Fulham and against Everton.
See, this is the problem. You start Jesus because he's the player in form. I have no problem with that. He's in form. You play him over Havertz. Martinelli is starting to pick up a bit of form. Okay, cool. You probably play him on the left. On the right-hand side, who do you play? Do you play Sterling, that's out of form, or you play Trossard, that's out of form? I would preferably play Trossard, but at the moment, it's hard to really pick one out of the two because they've both been poor. Do you drag Ethan out and play him on the wing? I personally wouldn't. I don't think you're getting the best out of Ethan if you play him on the wing. I think he's a natural number 10 and play him in his natural position. But at the same time, it's like, what do you do? Because we're running out of options. I mean, the options that we have it's crazy. Oh, Sterling's out for several. I didn't even know Sterling was. I didn't actually know that Sterling was.
Oh, really? He's out for. Oh my
I didn't even
days.
know Sterling was out. Oh, there you go. I know nothing. I know nothing,
I
bro.
knew this was going to happen.
Knee
Now,
surgery, bro. Yeah, it's.
I'm worried now because we've got a really tough fixture list ahead of us going into the new year. We've got Ipswich on Friday, as I said, and we've got Brentford on New Year's Eve, and that's going to be a tricky game because Brentford are on the form of their life right now. They've been picking up results. Like, I don't know how we're going to handle them. And then we've got we've got a couple of Champions League games coming up. We've got Dinamo Zagreb at the Emirates, and then we've got Manchester United at the FA Cup, then Girona in the final group stage game of the Champions League, and that could be the momentum we need if we can qualify for the knockout stages. And then Newcastle is our next game, the League Cup, and yeah, this fixture list is going to get a bit bouncy for us. And if we can't win all our games, then this manager really's got to start, like, he really needs to start taking the blame for himself, because I just don't know why so many of the media and the journalists are protecting him from like the way we are. Like, we're trying to like reason, like we're trying to basically say that he ain't good enough, but all these puppet journalists and media are just protecting him like he's like he's their sheep, like he's our messiah or something.
It's crazy. He's gonna have to listen. We got right now. I don't know what's up with. Here we go. We got a load of fixtures, bro. That bro, it ain't gonna be easy. We've got like Tottenham, Man United, and I know people are gonna laugh at Man United, but trust me, you never know what to expect from Man United. One week they beat Man City, next week, they lose to Bournemouth. But
still, Manchester United could easily could spring a surprise on us, even though they're on a bad run of form. You never know which Man United could turn up, because Man United are always like they always find a way to like maybe give you something to like be afraid of. So
that's the thing. It's like, bro, I don't even know. Then we got Villa as well. We got Brighton. They're never an easy team. We dropped points to Brighton earlier on in the season. We got Newcastle coming up. We dropped points to them as well.
Yeah.
We haven't got easy games right now. I can't lie, man.
Yeah, I'm worried now, Northside, because you see, I'm basically trying to stay positive, but a lot of this fan base is saying to me, Macy, we're starting to pick up form. Just be happy. Well, I am happy, but we have got to start improving our form, because if we continue to play this negative football, then I don't know how well we are gonna improve this season, because we've been dropping a lot of points, and if we continue to play this negative football, then what do you want me to do? Shall I stay happy, or shall I call out this crap from this manager and the PR around him?
Yeah, bro, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Brighton ain't going to be an easy game. We drop points, Newcastle as well. Man United is always going to be a tricky game. You know what I'm saying? They can just try and stink it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially in the FA Cup, because this manager loves to throw away these cups in the bin, and this FA Cup is a really special cup to me, because I've seen us win this cup 13 times with Wenger and with Arteta, but the way that he keeps throwing these cups away is an absolute disgrace to every single fan, in like me and you and every single one of the Arsenal fans here on this chat. We really want this FA Cup, and we will do anything we can to get this cup. And if he throws away this FA Cup, I swear I will absolutely lose my cool against him.
Nah, I hear it, bro. Taki, what did you want to say, bro? Big up.
Oh, hi, Northside. I can't see you in the camera, so it's blocked. Can I see?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know why you can't see me. I can see you.
Hi, Northside. How are you today?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Try to stay
I
positive.
remember you though. Yeah. I need to see you on the video.
I don't know, bro. You got to do your settings, bro. I don't know.
Yes.
Try rejoin. Try rejoin. But yeah, man. Like I said, for me, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, I don't even know what to do anymore. Sterling out, Saka's out. I mean, Sterling, we're never gonna rely on him in the first place, so it's much of a muchness, really and truly. But at the same time, why is our players all getting injured, bro? It's absolutely crazy. I'm tired of it, Macy, because we're looking at it and we're just going,
Even I'm tired too.
bro, it's like nothing ever changes. We're not going to go in the transfer window and get what we need. Now that Jesus is scoring a couple of goals, you've got, you know what I'm saying? He already said that he would chance playing Ethan in the number 9. So that's probably something that he's going to use to not address getting a striker in. And I don't know, man. Listen, we all in all, we did what we need to do against Crystal Palace. But it's still, this team has been very inconsistent so far this season. Extremely inconsistent. More inconsistent at the start of the season than we have in previous campaigns. We've been very, very rocky, man. Like the points that we've dropped. Yeah, you can only beat what's in front of you, and we won our last 2 games. But at the same time, I'm not looking at the team thinking, yo, this is all solved. You know, Partey's, dropped a stinker last game. I don't think he was that great. Certain players are gaining form, which is why I was quite happy. I felt like certain players are gaining form, but at the same time, it's just not a team that can be trusted, bro. Like this team, I really question this team when it comes to playing under pressure, when it comes to, having the demands of having to win something. And the thing is, it's early on in the season and we've already dropped points to teams we're supposed to be beating. I'm not very confident. We've been heavily reliant, as we always are, on Saka. Let's see how the team performs. It's all great doing it against Crystal Palace. We've got bigger challenges coming up. Are they going to be able to get over the line without Saka? I don't know. We heavily lean on Saka all the time. He's our highest goal scorer and our most consistent goal scorer. Without Saka, can Jesus do it? He showed himself to be very inconsistent. Trossard has looked completely disinterested in the project or process or whatever you want to call it. He looks like he can't be asked. And, so Sterling. So even when he comes back, he's past it. He's past his best, and he never was the finished article anyway. He's always a player that left a lot to be desired. Odegaard goes missing in a lot of games, as you could see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's always games he goes missing, so you can't count on him as a captain. It's frustrating. Declan Rice, obviously, he's had an injury. He's playing a little bit better, which is good for him. Lewis Skelly's playing good at the moment, but can you trust Lewis Skelly in the Champions League if we continue to have injuries? I know we're expecting players to be back in January, but Lewis Skelly, is he ready to face, the big boys in the Champions League? I don't think so. I don't think he's ready. He shows a lot of quality though and a lot of promise, but I think he's more a natural midfielder than he is a fullback.
Yeah, I mean, Lewis Skelly's got so much potential. I mean, this kid's got something in him, and I kind of feel bad for him because Arteta is throwing him into the dot and into the wolves of the Premier League and the Champions League. So, I mean, he shouldn't risk starting Skelly. I mean, he should give him an opportunity in the easier games in the Premier League or in the cup games. But in the Champions League, I mean, he ain't ready to take on some of the big boys in this competition because, I mean, he'll get absolutely destroyed by one of them. And I feel kind of bad for him because with so much of the use of the players around him, that I don't know how is he going to adapt to Arteta's project on what he likes to call it. So, I mean, if I'm Skelly, I think it's best if I just say to the manager, just start me if it's a cup game or if it's like a small team in the Premier League, but don't start me in the Champions League game because I'm not ready yet.
Well, I just see this here. It literally just dropped 2 minutes ago. And the title of Arteta's press conference is Saka's torn his hamstring. This guy's going to be out for months, I think, man. I think he's going to be out it's not going to be weeks. I think it's going to be a month and a half, probably 2 months. He's going to be out for a while, bro. That's not something that you just recover from just like that. He's going to be out for a while, bro.
Yeah, it is a big worry for us because Saka.
Did you see the pictures of him in the crutches? He was in the crutches, bro.
Yeah, it's scary. I mean, if because we're in a bit of a crisis now because if this manager, if this summer, if he hadn't gone and get a proper winger for Saka, then none of this wouldn't have happened. Because now look, now that he's injured, what's Arteta gonna do now? Because he came out and said that he's got no transfer targets for January. So he's just put himself in this situation because if he's actually said that, then he's absolute like he's basically like make things even worse for himself.
Mm. Yeah, man. Listen, I need to still listen to the whole press conference. Obviously, it's only dropped 2 minutes ago, so I ain't had a chance to hear everything that Arteta had to say. But he doesn't look happy, bro, because he knows he relies heavily on Saka. I don't really see this could all just fall apart. To be honest with you, like to be honest, if I'm gonna be honest anyway, I don't expect us. I already said we're out the title race for me. I just don't think we're consistent enough. I don't think that we have the quality in the squad to go the whole way. And I think this year just seems like too many players seem disillusioned. It's mad, but at the same time, it's at a point now. It's just like, bro, like for me, the season's a write-off. I don't see us doing it in the Champions League. I've seen this manager struggle in the Europa League, so I don't have any faith in him due to how he's managed even, should we say, inferior competitions in the Europa League. I don't have any faith in him in terms of getting us consistent back in the league. I think we've been heavily inconsistent. And this bench has shown that they're not good enough. The reason we had to bring Saka off the bench against Crystal Palace in the cup game, we had to bring Odegaard, is because the bench ain't good enough. That's the reason. Because he put them on the bench because he didn't want to play them. He wanted to rest them. But he was in a position where if he didn't bring them off the bench, we're going to get kicked out of the Carabao Cup. So he was forced to play them. But it just shows the deficiencies of this bench. They're not that great. It's really not that great. You know what I mean? So it's a sticky one, man.
Yeah, I mean the bench for me is a bit rotten, and this not only Arteta is the reason why this bench ain't been good enough. You've got to question some of the hierarchy members like Vinay and Edu, because they were the ones that didn't go out and address the matters of the bench because they were just happy with the way our bench looks. And now that they're both gone now, and we don't have a director that is going to like fix up the bench, then I don't know. This Arteta's got so much worry ahead of him because the bench is too still not fixed, and some of the players that are injured, like I don't know how long he's gonna have faith in them until all of them, like some of them, they could still get even, there could even be more injuries in our team if he continues to rush them. So
yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. It's actually crazy. The run that we've got ain't easy, man. It ain't easy. And then we're seeing this news here. I don't know if you saw it. PSG ready to bid close to 100 million M's for who was it for? Isak, Alexander Isak. So they're being proactive, bro. While we're probably going to be reactive. You know, what do you make of that? Do you think he would leave Newcastle for PSG?
This is that. I mean, I even put out a chat and that said, if PSG want to make a bid for Isak, then I'm happy for it, because he should go and play for a big European club with trophy ambition, because PSG every year in French Ligue 1 they always win the title, and if they can go and get Isak as their new striker, because they don't have a striker since they got rid of Mbappe. So Isak could be a good option for them, because we've been saying, oh, let's get Isak, he should be our striker, but every time we have a striker of our own that scores goals, they always say that, oh, it don't matter, we still have Jesus and Havertz as our striker. I mean, that's the thing with Arsenal, they always get too giddy when our strikers score. They just forget about the whole Isak thing and just focus on the strikers that we have in our team. And that's just frustrating. I mean, I want a striker that is clinical enough to get us over the line and get us trophies. I mean, I mean, this whole bidding of Rashford is just too much for me. I just don't want this guy at my football club, because if he does come to Arsenal, then we are in a bit. Then this season is in the drain for us, because if I'm Rashford, he should go and he should go with Isak, and the two of them should go play for PSG, because they could learn some stuff in France, because both of them, like, they've both got some potential in them. I mean, Rashford's fallen off the cliff at Manchester United, so his best option is to go play for PSG. Him and Isak could smash it in Ligue 1.
Mm. Yeah, man. I'm just seeing Arteta's quotes here in saying that Saka's really emotionally down because he hasn't been injured like this before, and that him and Sterling are both out for weeks. I just saw it now. Big up to Lauren though, and big up to everyone in the chat that saw that, because I only literally saw that now. But yeah, listen, he's gonna ruin Saka's career if he continues like this. If he continues rushing him back, playing him in every game, running him into the ground, eventually he's gonna ruin his career, because you keep forcing it and overplaying the player and rushing him back. It's going to start becoming a reoccurring injury. And I really hope that doesn't happen. But this is just how top sport is. You can't keep rushing players back. There's a reason why they need to be able to recover properly. You know what I mean? And the thing is as well, you keep getting a player to get reoccurring injuries, they will start playing within themselves, because all of a sudden they're scared. Mentally, they're scared of getting another injury to be out. And then you get a player that's not as explosive, because now that player is so scared to bust a gut to get to the ball, or put a foot in. Do you know what I mean? Because all of a sudden he's like, yo, what if my leg goes? What if I tear my hamstring? What if do you know what I mean? What if I pull something? What if this? What if that? You don't want a player to be thinking about that. You know what I mean? You don't want a player to be thinking like that, bro. And that's the reality of it, man. That's the reality of it. What are you saying, Zee? You good?
Can he hear? Can Zee hear us? Like,
I don't know. I can't hear him. Yo, Zee, I can't hear you, bro. I can't hear you. Can you hear him, Macy?
No, I can't.
No, I don't know.
So, what happened to StreamYard Northside? Is your StreamYard still not working?
No, do you know what it is with StreamYard? Yeah, StreamYard is more expensive than this, and I feel like this offers more stuff, more animations, and it's more customizable. And there's times as well that I've had with StreamYard before where there's been important games and you can't jump onto StreamYard because too many people are using it. Their servers crash, so I don't see it as reliable anymore. I'll be honest with you, bro. So I kind of just like, you know what? Let me just jump on this. Let me jump on Talk Studio and do my thing. Do you know what I mean? And then some people are asking me, yo, if it's good for you, then let me know, and then I'll jump on it. I think Omar as well. Big up to Omar. He's using it, bro. But StreamYard, bro, it's let me down at times. Like, imagine if Arsenal game, like, it finishes and I'm supposed to do a match reaction and I'm not able to jump on. It's just not letting me jump on. Then it takes like hours to resolve. All of a sudden, I'm not able to do the match reaction. Do you know what I mean? Like, you need a service that's reliable, bro. I just don't find StreamYard reliable enough. That's really it, man.
It's okay. I get you. Like,
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, and StreamYard freezes. Yeah, it freezes a lot as well, and that's the thing, man. It's just it's not about it, man. And the thing is, yeah, StreamYard ain't even like cheap for you to be able to like change your background and do all that stuff. Yeah, it's like something like £40, £45 a month, something like that. And it's like, bro, why am I paying that when I can just pay? I think this is only charging me like £15 or something. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
yeah.
I don't mind paying the money if the service is good. If the service ain't good, why am I actually paying all that money for? Like, for what reason? Do you know what I mean? This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of content creators, when they try to work off of OBS. I know OBS is free, but it's reliable. Like, there's never a time where it crashes or anything like that. So yeah, man. It's just that's really why, man. I just thought, you know what, F it, man. I'm just gonna, if things go sideways, I just jump back to StreamYard, or I try and figure out OBS. OBS is hard to get people to join. So all you guys that want to join, it's hard to get you guys to join on OBS. It's extremely hard to get you guys to jump on the stream.
Yeah.
Oh, That's why, yeah. But that's really it, bro. That's really it. But yeah, man, I can't lie, like, bro, I just don't even know, man. I reckon, listen, the most I think Arsenal can win this year is probably a cup. I still say go for it. I want a trophy. I'm not gonna lie, like I want a trophy, any trophy. But at the same time, does it keep this manager in the job? No. You know, I'll take the trophy. If Arteta wins the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup or both, I would take the trophy. I'll celebrate the trophy. It's an extra trophy for the club that will be in our trophy hall forever. So in that way, it's positive. But at the same time, I look at Arteta and say, listen, you failed in the main objective, and that is to get over the line to win a major honor. And that's why we're gonna have to move you on, because we can see that you are unable to get to the next level.
Yeah,
you know, and part ways. That's
Yeah.
how I would look on it anyway, man.
Yeah,
what do you think? Do you think we're capable of winning anything this season? I mean, if we face Liverpool, the way that they absolutely cooked Spurs, I know defensively we are better than Spurs, but at the same time, bro, I'm not confident with Arsenal facing Liverpool in a Carabao Cup or something like that, bro. I'm not confident, bro.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, Liverpool are flying right now. I mean, the way that they absolutely took Tottenham apart was like an absolute, like, abysmal. Like, I mean, I was surprised that they scored 6 goals against Tottenham, and people and for me, like, Onslaught he's really got them clicking since taking over from Jurgen Klopp. So I give Slot a lot of praise for what he's done to Liverpool. So I mean, if we get them in the League Cup, then they could absolutely tear us apart the same way they did to Tottenham. But I'm kind of worried against Newcastle because we've got them up at St. James's Park, and we've got a horrible record against them at their ground, because the last time we played them at St. James's Park, we lost 1-0 to them, and that was the shockiest defeat ever, because we should be beating them, but despite the fact that we lost 1-0 is an absolute disgrace. And if we lose to them at St. James's Park, then the second leg at the Emirates, then it could get even harder for us, because we have to score at least like 1 goal to like turn the aggregate score around. But if Newcastle like score 3 at St. James's Park, then we have to score 3, and it ain't going to be easy to score an aggregate goal to level the tie. So that's the problem. I mean, Arteta's got a history of bottling every cup that matters to us, and if he bottles this one and the FA Cup, then he has failed completely.
No, I hear that. I mean, Newcastle beat Ipswich. What was it, 4-0?
Yeah.
So they're confident at the moment. You know, they're confident. They haven't been amazing this season, but they're definitely confident this season.
Yeah,
and we just gotta watch out, because the way that when we lost 1-0 to them, we did not look convincing at all. And Newcastle, they don't mind making it a physical game. I really know that Odegaard doesn't like physical games. How will Lewis Skelly handle a physical game? How will Ethan handle a physical game? We're still yet to see. There's still tests to be had with certain players, like mainly the youngsters. The others, we already know what happens. Odegaard goes missing. Jesus, at times, at his best, he used to at least be able to hold up the ball and link up play with the wingers. Martinelli, you know, sometimes gets barged off the ball. But if you give him a bit of space, he does like attacking the space. So, you know, maybe you can utilize him like that. But yeah, there's a lot to see if this team will be able to rise to the occasion against Newcastle, man, because they ain't gonna make it easy for us, man. You know, and this team as well. Once teams sit back, you know, and defend well, we get frustrated. We've been frustrated a lot by teams that know how to sit back. Everton knew how to sit back, frustrated us. You know what I'm saying? Fulham frustrated us this season as well. Inter Milan as well frustrated us this season. You know, we don't do well against teams that sit back.
Well. They did the same to us. They managed to sit back and counter, and they were very clever, because they knew exactly where our weakness was, and that was one pass to our defense, which allowed João Pedro to score. That was a very smart move from Brighton to outsmart us. And you see, that's the thing with the opposition, because they always have a way of outsmarting us, because we always we always never find a way to know like on what we're going to do if the opposition like used some kind of ingenious plan to out counter us. And this is the thing that worries me, because if we get outplayed by these opposition teams, then we have no idea of how they're going to take their chances.
Mm. Exactly, bro. Like this, we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. This is why when people were asking me before for the Fulham game, the Everton game, no, so what do you think? What do you think we're gonna do? That's why I just gave my honest opinion. I was like, bro, this team has been way too inconsistent for me to defend this team or to think, yeah, we're gonna do something. And we ended up dropping points.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't know what you're gonna get from this team. You know what? Crystal Palace, yeah, we played well, but at the same time, bro, we drew to Everton before that. Before that, we won against Monaco. Then we drew to Fulham. Then we beat Man United. Then we beat West Ham. Then we beat Sporting. Do you know what I mean? I'm obviously saying it in reverse. Yeah. And then we beat Forest, but then we drew to Chelsea. And then we lost to Inter, lost to Newcastle. Like, we're too inconsistent to be champions. Like, that's not champions form. And that's why I think everybody knows this. It's Liverpool's league to win. I know nobody put them there at the start of the season. I didn't either. I thought they'd be in the top 4. I didn't think they'll be in this position. I ain't gonna lie about it. But at the same time, you have to make the most out of your position when you're in when your club's in a good position. I don't know if FSG are gonna go out there and spend the money in January. That might be something that allows Chelsea maybe to get back into it, or Arsenal. I don't really see Arsenal getting back into it though. I'll be real with you, man. You know what I'm saying? I think if there's a team to take advantage, it'll probably be Chelsea. Yes, they dropped points. Very frustrating game from Chelsea.
Yeah.
Up against Everton, away at Goodison Park. But at the same time, yeah, man. I don't know, man. These players that we've got here, I mean, listen, yeah, we've got experience of being in a title race in the last 2 years, but Chelsea have got a better bench. Do you know what I mean? They got bench, and their manager is looking like he's a better manager than Arteta, because within phase 1, without having all of his players that he's selectively brought to the club, he's able to get that team having a consistent style of play. And at the moment, based on everyone's prediction at the start of the season, they're technically overachieving. Nobody expected them to be, second in the league right now and still within the title race. But, they can't drop any points. I always put Liverpool winning it, because I just feel like experience goes a long way, and they have still got players that have that experience to know how to get the win and get over the line. And now I think that will be the it factor for Liverpool as to why they get over the line over Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool. I mean, like I said, Liverpool are flying, and if they can go out in January and get some new and get the players that can push them on to the title, then I will hold my hands up and say Liverpool, and say congratulations to Liverpool, because they deserved it. But as long as they can keep that form going, then they have what it takes to win the league. But when it comes to Arsenal but when it comes to Chelsea, I mean, Chelsea are doing well, but I mean, they still got a lot of work to do. Like, they need to bring in some fresh faces in the January transfer window, and they've got an owner that does care a little bit in Todd Bodley, because Bodley went out in the summer. He got rid of Pochettino and brought in Maresca, which was a good option, and then he went out and got some key players like Pedro Neto, Tosin Adarabioyo, selling some of the players that weren't good enough, like Koulibaly, and who else did he got rid of?
What, Chelsea?
Yeah, he got rid of Koulibaly, who's now playing in Saudi, and
they got rid of Gallagher. They got rid of Thiago Silva.
Oh yeah,
They got rid of a couple. They got rid of Lukaku.
So Chelsea are doing well under Bodley, even though he is not like Abramovich. At least he does show a bit of care for Chelsea. But with Arsenal, our owners don't care because they just only want Arteta. They just only want to they just only want to clown around and just want to be like they do care. Like Josh, for example, because Josh Kroenke said that he wants to come to the Emirates and connect with the fans. Well, then why you aren't coming then? Why are you still in America chilling with your father? Because if you were any kind of man, Josh, you would come out and you would address the matter at Arsenal, but you're not. You're a coward.
Exactly. Why is he said so silent in the sporting director? We've got Arteta talking more about sporting director than the actual owners. You're completely right. It's as if, Arteta is the owner of Arsenal Football Club. Where's the direction from the ownership? Why aren't the ownership getting
and not
involved
only that,
and getting the right
Tim
sporting
Lewis
director?
and Richard Garlick aren't doing nothing because they're just allowing Arteta to say whatever he wants. Because Tim Lewis will say to Arteta, "Yo, Arteta, say about the whole sporting director thing, and we will agree with you." And then Richard Garlick will say to him, "Yo, Arteta, can I give you some coffee and all that?" I mean, what do these two frauds do? They do nothing. They just sit in their offices and they finalize the papers for Arteta to have a look at and see whether or not we need signings or not. It's not only on the Cronkies, it's on Tim Lewis and Richard Garlick. Them two frauds are the ones
yes,
that
but ultimately, who okays everything? No, but who okays everything going on in the club? Who said it's okay to get to have no contingency plan for Edu? Who said it was okay to go in the summer and not go out there and address getting a striker? Who okayed us getting Moreno and Sterling on loan? They have the final say on everything that's going on in this club. Who's the one that thought Richard Garlick and them man are good enough to be in boardroom level at Arsenal Football Club? Who's the one saying that, we're not planning to have a busy January when we didn't do enough in the summer? Who said it was okay to keep Thomas Partey here with months running down in his contract and we're about to leave him and let him go on a free? Because he's going to talk to another club and get a massive signing on bonus as his last big, pay package in football before his career winds down. Who said it was okay to do that when we said that this club said they're moving away from allowing players to rip up their contracts and players to run down their contracts and stuff like that? It's a joke. This quote here from
Arteta. We've got the worst board and the worst manager in our football club, and people think it's unacceptable to accept the fact that we are still making progress in all these phases and stuff. Not only do our board stink, but some of our pundits stink. Not all the pundits. I mean, I still give praise to Ori, Petit, Lundberg, and Bergkamp. They always give their views about Arteta, and they still don't think that he's the man to take this club forward. But you've got useless pundits like Ian Wright still wheeling out his merch, Ray Parlour still talking about still talking about Arteta's faces, and Martin Keown waffling on TalkSport he still believes Arteta is the man that can take this club forward. So not only do the board stink, our pundits stink as well, like Ian Wright, Ray Parlour, and Martin Keown too.
It's crazy, bro. Arteta here. I got the quote here from Arteta. Arsenal boss Arteta hints at January signings amidst Saka injury. This is what he said in his press conference today. Arteta said, "Yes, the preparation is done and we are ready if something happens." He's talking about the transfer window. Then he said, "Obviously, we didn't predict a situation with Bukayo and Raheem. At the same time, we predicted if something happened, for example, in the defensive line. But the job is done and then okay. If something has to happen, we'll be open. But the main focus is now how to unlock the potential that is in this squad." That's basically this stupido da merda, yeah? This is why I hate this compacto da merda, bro. How dare you sit there and say, we were expected. This guy is basically sitting there and saying this, yeah? He's saying, basically, at the same time, we predicted if something happened in the defensive line, which is exactly showing you that this stupido da merda, this compacto da merda, is basically saying we were only in the market for another defensive player. His words. He goes, we predicted if something happened in the defensive line. Then he said, but the job is done. Then okay. What the hell does that even mean? If something has to happen, we'll be open. But the main focus now is to unlock the potential that is in this squad. What I tell you, this guy is going to hope and pray that Saka returns and Sterling returns. And that is going to be the reason why this stupido da merda will not go out there and get us a striker. I told you, this club is flipping. This club is retarded, bro. This club is actually retarded. How are you sitting there saying, oh, we didn't expect, regardless, even if basically what he's saying is, if Saka didn't get injured, which I didn't predict, if Sterling didn't get injured, which I didn't predict, I would not be in the market for an attacking player, i.e. a striker. This stupid merda is a fraud. I am tired. I'm sick and tired of this dickhead, bro. I am tired of this guy, bro. Absolute fraud. How can you sit there and act as if you cannot see what we can see week in, week out? We need a clinical goal scorer, bro. Are you going to sit there and act like as if we don't need a clinical goal scorer? What? Because Jesus is scoring now. It's the same bucaria. You man said that, oh, but Havertz was scoring at the start of the season. Yeah, the goals dried up. I told this club is reactive, not proactive. This is why we won't win any major honors. We won't win any major honors. We don't learn from our mistakes. We repeat the same crap, and we don't show the ambition to get over the line. As soon as they can shoehorn some of the bums in the bench, they will do it. And they will let us down because we already know what Jesus is. We know what Havertz is, and they are not clinical goal scorers. We know that Martinelli ain't going to score on a consistent basis, and neither is Trossard. These men are trying to make it out, yeah? Like we've got flipping Suarez up front, and we've got flipping Salah and Mane in the wings, scoring goals and getting high up. We don't have that. We have Saka, and when Saka's out, listen, let me say this. Saka being injured or not injured is irrelevant to the argument because guess what? Even if Saka's available, we ain't winning nothing because we've had Saka this whole process and we still ain't got over the line because he does not score enough goals alone to get us over the line. And we shouldn't even be having the whole burden on Saka every flipping game in the first place. In the first place. Man City had various attackers when they're winning league titles. Liverpool had Firmino, Mane, Salah. Do you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just Salah and that's it. They had various players that could score goals, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's a joke. It is a joke. We put the burden all on Saka, and then this Filuda Puta wants to sit there and say our main focus is unlocking the potential in the squad. Let me tell you something, and then I'm gonna let you go, Macy, because this has got me hot now. This book idea has got me hot now. Unlocking the potential. You ain't unlocked no potential in none of these players, bro. The one player you probably improved is Gabriel. You ain't improved Martinelli. He's regressed. Saka was already a baller, was already performing before you got to this club. You didn't unlock anything in him. Do you know what I'm saying? All you did is give him a support system with Ben White and Odegaard. He was already going to be a star regardless because the potential was already there. You ain't made Jesus a gunman. Don't get fooled because Jesus has scored for 2 games, bro. We did this with Nketiah. This club never learns. We've done this with Nketiah. I don't need to see an Nketiah part 2. Jesus will not score on a consistent basis and enough for us to go and win something. Tired of this, bro. How dare you sit there and say, oh, I was expecting to do something for the defensive line. You already bought in Miko Moreno. You already went out there and bought Timber and Calafiori. And now you want another defender. You bought Kivio and you're getting rid of him. And now you're talking about defensive reinforcements. This stupido da merda is a fraud, bro. This guy has no idea of the deficiencies of the team that he built. He's the one that built this team, you know. It's not us that built this team. It was him. And he still can't see the deficiencies in this team. He's a joker, man. Absolute waste, man.
100% he's a joke. I knew he was going to say that. I can't believe he has got the arrogance to say that we need defensive reinforcements. Like, who the hell are you? Are you trying to say that we need a defender? Like, do you actually realize that we've got an injury crisis in Saka and you don't even want to replace, you don't want to go out in the January window and get a winger for Saka? Well, you want another defender? That absolute arrogant manager he is. I can't stand him. I can't stand the way he smiles at the media, and I simply cannot stand his face. I simply cannot. I just want someone to go and punch him up. I could go and call a wrestler right now, maybe bring The Rock so he can give Arteta the rock bottom, Stone Cold Steve Austin to give him the the stunner or Hulk Hogan to give him the leg drop, because I cannot stand this arrogant manager. I'm sick of the way he speaks to the media about reinforcements, and every single thing, every single time we lose a game, he's just saying, oh, we weren't ready. No, oh, shut up, you arrogant manager. I cannot wait for you to leave this football club, because if we don't win nothing this season, I want you, Tim Lewis, Richard Garlick out of this football club forever. And the Cronkies, you better come out and address this man and get this manager out, because if you don't sack this manager, you two American frauds, you need to go as well. I am sick of this board. I'm sick of everyone who runs this football club has turned this into a franchise. We are Arsenal Football Club. We are not a PR franchise. We are one of the biggest clubs in English football. And for him to say that we need reinforcements is an absolute disgrace. I hate you, Arteta. I hate everything you stand for. You are no legend of Arsenal. You are an Everton legend. And you, my friend, are out of your depth. And you need to piss off and take those two board journalist pussies out and those owners out.
I hear it, bro. I hear it. Tops, what are you saying, man? What do you make of this?
Yeah, what you saying, Northside? Thanks for having me on, man. Big up you, big up Macy, all that good stuff. Yeah, bro, I'm just frustrated, man. Like, I think everyone, obviously, in the chat and obviously you guys knew that this had the potential of happening, because Saka has been overworked, overplayed for the last 3-4 seasons, while Arteta has been the manager. The lack of obviously support in terms of buying a right winger, the lack of support in terms of bringing off Saka when we've won the game previously, and he's keeping him on for 90 minutes time and time again. This was always going to happen. Obviously, he got injured for England with that same right hamstring, and the fact that obviously we've seen Saka come on in League Cup quarterfinals because the signings that he's made, the backup signings, have not been good enough. Sterling not been good enough. Like, if Sterling would have put away his chance in that obviously League Cup game, we wouldn't have needed to bring on Saka, because we would have been 2-1 up already. But so stuff like that, I just think this was a long time coming. Like, and the reliance on Saka just in general, like you were saying before, Northside, like, he's the only one that's a guaranteed goal threat in terms of goals and assists. People like Martinelli have been letting the club down for quite a long time. Trossard's not been the same this season as well. Obviously, Havertz is not a clinical goal scorer. Neither is Jesus. And I think Arteta's lack of trying to buy a proper number 9, a proper striker. He's been at the club for so long, and he's only bought 2 attackers, which have been Jesus and Trossard. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And obviously, we didn't look like we were going to obviously win the league anyway before, but you can definitely write that off hands down. If anyone thought we were winning any kind of league this season, that's done. That ain't happening, because Saka has literally been the only one that's been carrying us in terms of goal threat from open play. Like, it's just been set piece FC for the majority of the season. So yeah, bro, I'm frustrated, man. Hearing that he's going to be out to what, February, March. That's obviously not ideal. You know that the club is not going to go out and spend the type of money we need to spend. We need to spend that anyway, even with Saka, because like you said before, Saka's obviously the only one that's providing the goals and assists. Jesus that's his first goals that he scored in like a year, so he's not someone that you can rely on. Havertz is hot and cold. He's definitely not someone you can rely on for goals. And I just think the manager, in terms of how he spent the money, 50 on Jesus, 65 on Havertz. This is like a lot of money for someone like Arsenal, who don't tend to go out and spend money, big money season in season, like a Chelsea or a Manchester City. I just think he's wasted the money on players that we could have got a proper number 9, a certified gunman. If you just use those pairs of money together and put it to one striker. So yeah, bro, I'm disappointed. I'm gutted, but I'm not surprised. This is always going to happen. Like, we've had 2 good seasons where we had quite not that many injuries, only really Partey and obviously Saliba in a couple of seasons ago, when obviously he got injured at the end of the season, where we've not actually had key injuries to players like Rice. Obviously Saliba, Gabriel were fit last season as well. Saka was fit for the majority of last season as well. So I think this was always going to be coming eventually, and the lack of squad planning and the poor transfer window we had, we've got to call it out. Like, obviously, before the transfer window started, everyone was saying we need a striker, we need a forward, we need a proper 8, like a Bruno Guimaraes, that kind of level of 8. And the fact that we've gone out and got Moreno, who no one really knew about until the Euros, and we've not even got a proper forward, never mind a striker on top of it. We got Sterling on loan on the last day. I think it's an embarrassment, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, man. I think the club has got away with absolute murder. I don't know how people were giving the transfer window 7s, 8, 9 out of 10. That's shocking. I was giving it 3 or 4, and I was being generous. So yeah, I think that's definitely cost us. And yeah, it's an accumulation of a poor transfer window, poor planning. And now we're in the struggle now, bro. I don't know if we're even gonna obviously make top 4 now, for the simple fact that where the goals gonna come from. We've been struggling to score goals, apart from obviously at the weekend 0-0 at Everton, 1-1 at Fulham, and without obviously with Saka in the team. So without Saka, what in-house solution are we gonna do? Are we gonna put Martinelli on the right? Are we gonna try and put Jesus on the right? We're definitely not
He
gonna
mentioned that here.
What do you guys think, man? What do you think, bro?
He mentioned it here, bro, on this press
Yeah.
conference. He said in terms of, he hinted at Gabriel Martinelli could play on the right. Arteta said Gabi Jesus has played there on the right. Ethan has played there. Trossard has played there. And Kai Havertz can play there as well. Come on, bro.
This is what I'm saying, bro. Kai Havertz, bro. What are we do? Why are we shoehorning this guy? Like, listen, he's a person that's done okay at the striker position, but he's not. He can't play midfield. He can't play on the right. He can't play on the left. Why are you trying to stick Ethan, who's a number 10, and you're gonna play him out of position? So his like progression is gonna like decrease as well. Like, stop this all this shoehorning. Just get the proper players and put them in their proper positions. I'm not liking it, bro. I can't lie. Like, Martinelli, maybe he can have a reassurance in his Arsenal career. He's not been great on the left, and I think he is suited better on the right. But bro, Ethan and relying on Trossard to play there, it's just putting like square pegs and round holes, in my opinion. I just think, again, it just comes to the lack of squad building. Like, we haven't got a replacement for Saka anyway. Like, everyone's been calling out for a replacement for Saka for 3, 4, 5 years, because we knew this was going to happen at some stage, because the amount of games he was playing, 90 minutes every game. Champions League, League Cup, FA Cup, he's always playing. So nah, bro, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling Martinelli. I'm not feeling Trossard on the right. Ethan, bro. Havertz, bro, on the right. Come on, man. But yeah, it's shocking, man, shocking. So I don't know what to say to you, man. I can't even lie, bro. It's looking peak. It's looking real peak.
Bro, this is what I'm saying, bro. Yasa, this is what I'm saying, bro. I saw the room as soon as I heard it. Yeah, that he's torn it. I was like, months. They ain't gonna be weeks, bro.
Yeah.
That's months.
Yeah.
This
months,
manager
bro.
will rush him back after weeks, because we know the way that he manages these players. This is why Ben White started the season injured. What kind of manager? This is what I'm talking about. This guy is actually, bro, I can't wait for him to get sacked, bro. Why are you playing? Ben White hasn't even been performing well this season, and he's been one of our most consistent defenders, bro. He's been one of our defenders. The right back position. Yeah, we've seen Timber because of injury, but we didn't have major issues on the right side of our defense. It was the left side. The thing is, you played him injured. This season he hasn't played well, just based on form. Okay, cool. You wanted to risk the injury, yeah, which is a stupid call, but you wanted to risk it. Based on form, he didn't deserve to continue playing, but you played him until he got injured, and you was no longer able to shoehorn him back into the team, based on you wanting to play him because you don't want to play anyone there. We stumbled on Timber playing as a right back because Ben White got injured. Not because Arteta said, oh, do you know what, Timber? You're our best right back. No. This manager fumbles into the right decision to make, yeah? He doesn't make the right decision proactively. The reason he's playing Ethan is because we said, as a fan base, wherever you are, Arteta in or Arteta out, play Ethan, he deserves minutes. Then when you play the kid, you play him with a robotic midfield that has no support when he's a young number 10 that needs support. There's nothing being created, and then you ship him off at halftime to bring in Odegaard. Bro, why don't you play both of them at the same time? Yes, Ethan's got talent. It's his first season in the man's game. You need to help the kid, not put him at a disadvantage in a static midfield that has no creativity because you're putting Partey at right back. Like, the things that this manager doesn't make no sense, bro. Absolutely no sense. Do you know what I mean? And now you're telling us that, oh, you're going to play this player in that position. This is why he got these versatile players. But what some of this fan base don't seem to understand. Oh, yeah, maybe we can handle this. The reason we're out of the title race is due to not getting a striker. This was the season where, whether you're tear in or tear out, he has to deliver major honor. We are not in the title. Why are we in this position? Because we didn't go out and get a striker. So anyone that's lapping this up and saying, oh, well, maybe we can get someone on loan, or maybe we can get someone that can do a job. No. It was to get over the line this season. Yeah, but this fan base will always move the goalpost because they don't want to ever ask uncomfortable questions to this manager and to this regime. So as soon as it doesn't suit their narrative of, yeah, Arsenal are going to win it, now that they see Chelsea ahead of us, Liverpool ahead of us, Now they got to move the goalpost and say, oh, as long as we win something. No. You man weren't talking about Carabao and FA Cup. And if that was the case, how come we had 4 years of throwing those competitions in the bin and none of you man were outraged by it? Because you don't want that trophy. Don't now try and shoehorn, oh, we'll give Arteta another chance if he wins it. When you didn't care when he was throwing away the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup seasons ago. You weren't outraged. You man said that we're too big for those competitions. We don't care about those competitions. Do you know what I'm saying? But now that we're not in the title race, now that we've got our ops ahead of us, oh, the narrative changed. Instead of saying, oh, do you know what? I was chatting shit about Chelsea and Liverpool. And do you know what? Yeah, this manager, it's a disgrace if they win the league above us. He should be sacked. Oh, no. As long as we win something. That's what this fan base do. And this is why this club continues to do this. Because this fan base act like the defense system, the flipping lawyers of the Cronkies, bro. Because every single time we can put pressure on them and hold them to account as to what they say, the fan base say, "No, we're moving the goalpost. As long as he wins something. Oh, we're moving the goalpost. Oh, we can't plan for injuries. Oh, we're moving the goalpost. There's no striker out there. Oh, we're going to move the goalpost. Oh, we don't have the money. Yeah, we're not Man City. We can't go out there and spend the money." When it was the same fan base that told us we'll never buy a player for 100 M's, Arsenal ain't got the money, and then we go and get Declan Rice. But they seem to forget that. They seem to forget that when we bought Lacazette, we broke our transfer record to buy Lacazette, and then we broke it again months after to go and buy Aubameyang.
Yeah, and then again to buy Pepe.
100%. Do you know what I'm saying? But these men act like we're broke. We're not broke, bro. Trust me, this club all of a sudden has a bag of money, yeah, when we're outside the Champions League. When we get to the Champions League, it's like we're broke again.
Yeah,
they've done it under Wenger and they're doing it under this guy, bro. Yeah, because 100%. Money wasn't an issue when we had no Champions League football, when we're spending money, when we're finishing 8th and 8th. Money wasn't an issue then. But now it's an issue that we got Champions League and we renewed our sponsorship. Let's not forget about that. We renewed our sponsorships. I think it was a season ago we renewed it. So we're getting more income in the club, but we ain't got money to spend. Fuck out of here, man.
Terrible, bro. The fact that we had like a plus what 10 million net spend in the summer, considering this was the summer we were supposed to go big again to make sure we get over the line and get one of those big majors. The fact that no one's really reacted to it, like you were saying before. He's playing Ethan Nwaneri in the B team, but you're not giving him a chance in the A team when we needed Odegaard, an Odegaard replacement. We needed someone to have the similar kind of characteristics and style to go in that 10 role when obviously Odegaard was out for 2 months and he didn't do it. And I feel like with obviously Arsenal fans, there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, this manager's been here 5 years. He's done the best he can do. He's not good enough to win us a major, and we'll move on and get someone else. Obviously, Liverpool had it with Brendan Rodgers. They got rid of him, got Jurgen Klopp, and he won every trophy you could think of. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. He's had enough time. He's spent enough money. These are all of his players. He's renewed contracts to players that obviously he wanted to keep. He renewed it to Eddie Nketiah. He renewed it to Saka, Saliba, etc., etc. So there's no real excuse now. Obviously, he has loads of control in terms of who he wants to buy, the players he picks out, and why he picks them out, the different positions they can play. So when it doesn't work out, it has to fall on him. There's no other explanation. You can't then not blame him and say, well, he needs more money, or he needs more time, or he needs something else. But he's the reason why we're not getting a striker. He said he likes playing with a false line. He says he likes playing with someone who's versatile, that can play on the left, that can play on the right, can interchange with different players. So that you then now can't be like, well, we didn't win the league because we didn't get a striker. You chose not to get one. So you can't have it both ways. So for me, I don't see a problem with calling out the manager, calling out the ball when not spending enough money. We've gone 20 odd years without a major in terms of Premier League, never won the Champions League. So it's like, bro, like
they have to, bro. Tops, yeah. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, no, go,
just
bro.
real quick.
Yeah,
they don't want to admit that Havertz isn't the guy. They sold us Havertz. It's a missing piece. You know what I'm saying? Now they need another striker. We need another striker because the last two that you identified to replace Aubameyang ain't the guy. That's the real reason, bro.
This is it. And we spent big dough on this guy, you know. 65 mil, 65 M's on this guy. 50 on Jesus. This is not small change, bro. This is a lot of money, like, to be spending on players, especially in the front line. Like, so for me, you can just call it out and say, you know what, Havertz has done okay, but it's not enough. If we spent 25 mil on him and he was a backup striker, cool. But we didn't. We spent 65. He's on nearly 300 grand a week. We need some results, man. If he ain't the guy, we need to get rid of him and get someone else that is the guy. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying that. I don't understand why people like get all up in the hump when you're like, you know what, this guy is okay, but we really want to win the league and the Champions League. Is this guy going to be in the Champions League final up front for us and we're going to win it? Obviously, he's won one and he's won one with Chelsea. But in terms of going forward, in terms of can he win one for us, I don't think so. I've not seen enough in the knockout rounds last season, in the games away this season. Obviously, he scored against Sporting, but that was his first away Champions League goal for us. Like, I've not seen enough in terms of him scoring and his performance to suggest that he's going to be the guy to lead us to major honors on a consistent basis. I can't see it. So yeah, I ain't got a problem with calling players out, saying it how it is, and just trying to up the levels, man. We've had our rivals take trophies left, right, and centre. Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester City the last 10 to 15 years. And we've already got FA Cup to show for it. That's not good enough for a club like Arsenal. So, yeah, for me, I think more needs to be done, bro. I can't lie. Like, we need to try and put pressure on the board, try and put pressure on the manager to try and perform and do something this season. Because, yeah, another season without winning anything at all again, bro. It's not good enough, man. It's not, man.
Nah, it's facts, man. It's fact, bro. I look at this and I'm just like, bro. At the end of the day, yeah, I think later on today I'm gonna do a massive call-in show, yeah, and we're gonna have to talk about this ownership, bro. Because I'm sorry, yeah, I'm gonna need to start exposing. I'm gonna do my research on all the crap that they've done, get up any articles, any clips, anything, yeah, and we need to have a massive conversation about this ownership. Because while I'm always here talking about Arteta, these players. I'm talking about Richard Garlick and all these man. Ultimately, who allows these men to stay in the job? The people that own the club. They're the ones that green light everything that goes on with Arsenal. And I'm sick of it, bro. I'm actually sick of it because at the end of the day, yeah, if you guys don't want to win nothing, at least have the decency to tell us, listen, this is how we're going to run the club. Stop lying to us about you guys want to win something, you want to be ambitious or this, and that. Just make it clear, bro. Just make it clear that you guys, listen, we don't want to spend the money it takes to get over the line. We just want to get Champions League football. I know they'll never do it. Yeah. But at the same time, we're going to keep going round and round and roundabouts. Yeah. And ultimately, yeah, it's gotten to a point where just like we'll talk about the ownership at Man United or FSG at Liverpool. Yeah. Our biggest problem is our ownership. They're the ones that don't want to be serious, bro. They're the ones that don't want to spend the money. They're the ones that will allow a novice like Arteta, just because he's got clout in the fan base, they'll just keep riding it out. That's all it is. Yeah, they were more than happy for Wenger to get top 4 up until it started affecting their pockets. That's the only reason why they got rid of Wenger, because it was affecting their pockets. All of a sudden, we ain't getting Champions League. And then, the fan base want blood. Oh, no, we're going to sell out the manager. The same thing that Daniel Levy does, bro. When it gets difficult, yeah, and the fans start turning their attention onto him, he'll go get them a new face to the project, to the process, which will be a Mourinho or a Conte or an Ange. But the same problem exists. The same problem is still at the club, and it's our ownership. They're not serious. But then it's a reflection of this fan base. Our fan base ain't serious. Like, I just don't understand. How can you this season look at Chelsea and Liverpool and then have the audacity to continue with this process talk? How? And don't talk to me about, Chelsea spent loads of money, because Liverpool didn't. They're supposed to be at the start of their rebuild and they're top of the league. At the start of a rebuild. Do you know where we finished at the start of a rebuild? 8th. And in the next season, 8th again. It don't make no sense, bro. I've already said this before. Conte went to Chelsea, got slapped by us, turned into a back 3, wins the league, bro. Wins the league. Man like Victor Moses and that as a wing back. Come on, bro. What you talk? Only at this club is it process. It takes time. All the clubs that be talking that is all the clubs that ain't serious, bro. The time is now, innit? It's a joke, man. Absolute joke. I swear down. But listen, I'm on my lunch break. My lunch break is now over. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Big up to Tops. You're more than welcome to jump on later on. Macy, you as well, man. Big up to you. You're more than welcome.
Yeah, love for having me on, bro. Thanks for obviously hearing me out and stuff. And I'll try to jump on later, man. Love, bro.
Nah, man. Come on, man. Love, man. Big up to everyone in the chat. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and all that good thing. We're on our way to 15K. We're like 10 or 15 away, something like that. Big up to everyone that's locked in. And we're going to have a conversation about this ownership, bro, because I'm sick and tired of it. But big up to everyone that's locked in. Apologies for the internet. I am at work. So it is on my lunch break. So apologies for the internet. It's not really built for streaming, but we're here. You know what I'm saying? We're still working. We're still active. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Like and subscribe, and I'll be back later on. Love, familia.
Yeah.
Look at this internet. Look at this dusty internet.